What's going on, guys? JPB Duo here. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. And for today's gameplay, we have a Prank Kids versus a Stun Control with me as the prankster going first. Now, before I go into the actual gameplay, I do like to apologize for not being able to stream or upload a YouTube video for the past 2 days. As you guys know, I am in Florida, and the Hurricane Nicole that came in did hit my area pretty good. There was no power, thankfully, no structural damage. We just had some minor property damage here and there outside. Otherwise, it's all good. But with that being said, let's get on with today's gameplay. So I'm going to start my turn off by normaling out my drop Cs and going into my combo. Now, again, in this meta, if you guys are playing Prank Kids, which most people are not, and if you do start with two different named Prank Kids cards in your hand, I would highly urge you to do a two card full combo. Because again, in this meta, people play a bunch of back row sets, they play Flu, and even Stun Control and Gravekeeper Stun Lock along with Guru Control are making a big comeback. Also, Altergeist is there as well, so if you guys can, always do a two card full combo if the situation allows you to do it. So I'm going to do a two card full combo. I'm going to fast forward my combos replay. You guys already know the general combo. So with this doodle do, we search for a Pandemonium or a Pranks if we want to do a two card full combo. Also, another big thing to notice if you guys are new to the Prank Kids is that if you want to pull off a two card full combo, never ever put your Rocket Ride under your doodle do, okay? You need this link spot open. Otherwise, you will not be able to pull off a two card full combo. You will, even after using all these resources, fall back onto a one card end board. So with that, we're gonna activate the graveyard activations, chain block with our Rocket Ride, banish out the evenly match because that's a useless card in our hand, draw into a second copy of Skill Drain, another useless card, so can't say much for it. We go into our roster, activate Rocket Ride, bring out the Bow Wow plus Doodle Doo, tribute Doodle Doo, target the Pranks plus Panday, add them to our hand. Now a big disclaimer for the two card full combo is that if you do not have Pranks in your hand initially in your starting hand, or if you do not have a named card in your hand that goes towards the Butler combo towards the end of your combo, you will not be able to add Pranks back to your hand with the Doodle Doo's tribute. You will have to forego the recycle aspect of the whole Prank Kids machine because otherwise you will not be able to go into your Butler combo. So I had another name for the Butler combo in my hand, so I added the Pranks plus the Panday, and with that we're going to activate Pranks. We're going to set down both Skill Drains and Pandemonium. Yes, I am setting down both Skill Drains and Pandemonium because in case, hear me out, okay? In this meta, people are running Twin Twisters. Even Despia players are starting to run Twin Twisters because of the Fluandre's matchups. So in case the opponent decides to Twin Twister one of my Skill Drain away, or Cosmic Cyclone me, or Mystical Space Typhoon me, I don't know what they want to do, as long as they do not get rid of the whole back row, one of the Skill Drains can push through and we will be able to activate it. So that was the whole point. That was a whole scenario in my head of putting down both the Skill Drains on the field. With that, the turn changes, and we're going to activate the Bow Wow on the opponent's draw phase. Of course, we don't want to do it any other way. So we get two copies of the cards we need for the Butler combo in our hand. I'm thinking I am all set, okay? I have all three cards I need for the Butler combo in my hand. I have Roaster on the field. I have Skill Drain. What can my opponent do? The only out to this field would have been a Harpy's Lightning Storm, or let's say a Evenly Match. And as my luck would have it, lo and behold, Evenly Match incoming. Now, generally, you do not know what you are facing against if the opponent just evenly matches you. Because I have seen Sword Soul players run evenly match, I have seen Blue players run evenly match, the Eldritch runs evenly match, even the Stun Control Lock decks run evenly match. I, as a Prank Kids player, run evenly match. So, again, a really good card in this meta. So I thought that why not just banish out everything face down, because Evenly does banish cards face down, which is a big problem. You cannot get them back with a Prank Kids engine. So I thought I'll leave my Pandemonium back up on the field. Now, this is one of the biggest cons to not instantly using your Pandemonium in response to your opponent activating the first card activation, because this sort of stuff can happen. So if your opponent is on stun control and they normal out the Fossil Dyna, that means you cannot special summon monsters anymore. So your Butler is a special summon, now your Pandemonium becomes a dead card on the field. With that, he activates Pot of D, draws 2 cards, sets down 3 cards, passes his turn over. Now thankfully, the only lining to the whole situation was that he did not draw into a Moon Mirror Shield. If this guy drew into a Moon Mirror Shield, I would have just scooped the game right then and there. I would not have been able to mount a comeback afterwards unless I hard draw the Harpy's Feather Duster. So with that, I'd go into my draw phase, draw into another call by, normal out the Lampseas to try and whack over the Fossil Dyna, hoping that I could use Pandemonium, go into my Butler, start doing stuff afterwards. But unfortunately, one of the face down sets turns out to be Dogmatika Punishment, so Dogmatika Punishment will pop my Lampseas. He even sends a Natis. Natis tries to pop my Pandemonium. Of course, we cannot allow that to happen, so I call up the Grave of Natis so to negate out the pop on the Panday. Because I want to save my Panday in case he does not go into anything next turn, I will be able to set up my own field next turn. So in case I draw into Lampseas or Roxy's, I can beat over this Fossil Dyna if the opponent does not draw into a Moon Mirror Shield. Opponent draws a card, he just goes into battle phase, whacks me for 1.2k with the Fossil Dyna, sets down another in the back row, 1 card face down set on the field as well, which I assume to be Inspector Boarder. I actually assume this card to be Inspector Boarder because these guys do run Inspector Boarder as well, or Thunder King Raiho, so either way, I draw into a copy of Roxy's. Pretty good top deck for my part, because Roxy's has 1.5k attack, which helps us beat over the Fossil Dyna. So we're going to normal out the Roxy's, battle phase, kill off the Dyna, so that way, in main phase 2, we could start doing our combo. Now, I'm going to use up the Roxy's on the field and Fansies from my hand to go into this combo, because this Call by the Grave is a pretty useless card in my hand currently. Also, since our pranks are banished out face down, we are on a timer, okay? We cannot recycle cards as we like with our Prank Kids pranks because it is face down banished. So if this happens to you in any situation, you instantly go on a timer. You could push into maybe turn 9, turn 10, but afterwards you will just run out of gas because you cannot recycle your cards anymore. So with that, we go into a Rocket Ride. Rocket Ride is gonna chain block our graveyard activations. So we get our graveyard activations, chain block with our Rocket Ride in case the opponent does have an Ash Blossom in his hand or something. With that, it resolves. So with the Fansies, we're gonna pitch obviously a Prank Kids plays, get a Dropsies in the field, Roxy's banish out the Call by the Grave from the hand, draw into an Ash Blossom, pretty good, can't complain. Tribute the Rocket Ride, target the Bow Wow plus the Doodle-Doo, put them on the field. This Doodle-Doo will tribute itself, target Fansies plus Panday, add them to our hand. So this way, we still get our full Butler combo on the opponent's turn. So as you guys see, I could tribute the Doodle-Doo, the Bow Wow on the opponent's turn, get the 2 cards back, and still go into my Butler. With this draw phase comes about, I activate the Doodle-Doo, tribute itself, target Rocket Ride plus Lampseas. Lampseas comes into my hand, Rocket Ride goes into my extra deck. Main phase 1, turns out the card he had on the field was Inspector Boarder, and if you guys don't know what this card does, as many of people don't understand what this card reads, basically it limits the amount of effects you can activate the turn, the amount of the cards you had last turn. So with that, I go off into my Butler. Now the most unfortunate part about this is that I will only be able to activate 1 monster effect because I only control 1 fusion monster on the field. I have no links, no XZs, no synchros, so I can only activate 1 monster effect. What I should have done right here is that instead of activating my graveyard activations for Prank Kids, which I only get 1 of by the way, I should have just activated Butler, pop the opponent's field from the border. That way, I would get rid of this, and I would be able to put more cards on the field. Now, unfortunately for us, he does draw into a Moon Mirror Shield. So Moon Mirror Shield states that the equipped monster gets the highest of the 2 stats of the monster it's attacking. So if it has high defense, it gains that defense plus 100. If it has high attack, it gets attack plus 100. So it's guaranteed to beat over the monster that is on the field. So with that, since I cannot activate my Butler effect, because I already activated my 1 monster effect for this turn, the Inspector Boarder does kill off my Butler. So that was a misplay on my part. I can't even activate Butler from the graveyard because, again, Inspector Boarder prevents me from doing that. With that, the opponent ends his turn. My turn, I draw into a Harpy's Duster. Now, Harpy's Duster is a pretty insane top deck. And with that, the opponent's back row gets wiped as well. He has nothing to counteract this. He activates the Moonmirror Shield, and bad play on this guy's part. He puts it on the bottom of the deck, not the top of the deck, because I have no way to push past his board currently. We go off into our Doodly-Doo. We're going to activate our graveyard activations. Sorry, I chose not to activate the graveyard activations of the Prankets because, again, I am running out of my Prankets monster names to put on the field. And another thing is that I needed the Doodle-Doo's Tribute to get me Pandemonium plus Fansies back into my hand. Oh, sorry, Pandemonium plus Lampsies back into my hand. So at least this way I could go into my Weather Washer on my opponent's turn. Again, Inspector Boarder does limit my options. With that, the opponent draws a card, he flips over another Inspector Boarder, and then so he tries to go into battle phase, so of course we use Pandemonium, go into Weather Washer. So when he goes into battle phase, I activate the Weather Washer. Now keep in mind again, I did not activate the Prankets graveyard activation because I wanted the Weather Washer activation to go through. So I said no on those, again because of the Inspector Boarder on the field. With that, we activate Weather Washer, banish out Meowmoo, and keep in mind the placement, okay? Keep in mind how I place my cards. He is attacking into my Weather Washer. I target the Bow Wow plus Doodle-Doo on the field. Bow Wow I put on the left of my Weather Washer, so that way the arrow that points to my Weather Washer will boost up my Weather Washer 3k attack. That way the Inspector Boarder he's using to vacuum to my Weather Washer would have killed itself. Now I don't know why, but he did not attack with the other Weather Washer. He just passed his turn over by setting down a card, so that's on the opponent. With this, I just go and I would have just gone into battle phase, started whacking out his Inspector Boarder, and then gone into my combo afterwards. But with this, the opponent just outright scoops. That's it for today's game, guys. If you guys do enjoy this kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subbing to my channel for more daily Pranket video uploads, and if you guys are interested in the live version of all of this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule and a link to my Discord will be in the video description sub for you guys to check out. This is JPBDuel signing off for today. I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace!